This is the editorial. The editorial is about Adwoa Sarfo. We have, okay, the editorial is about Adwoa Sarfo. Now, Yanyana quick, then I can allow you guys to call in and then also speak your mind. Now, Yati is Sembebre, and we didn't know much, but me said before E-Levy, right after elections, me catch a Ghana for say, Adwoa Sarfo, you the private jet in Ekofano. Me kaipa, me catch a say Kennedy Japan, you the private jet and Ekofano ababe to abano. Me chremo time I Ekofo mo baby omo. Yenya pardon for ni bi nkwasi for ni betina YouTube, any Facebook say, Kevin Taylor bois. Me, I will never, what do I get from saying things I don't know? Or saying things I don't have facts on? Me catch a Ghana for say, the government of Ghana is renting private jets to go pick Kennedy, to go pick Adwoa Sarfo, to come to Ghana and vote on the E-Levy. You people believe some monsters, a mwabi, pardon phobia, omutumindo omufie, a Jimmy phobia, omutumimpo entro myself. Me catch am say the musika ko private jet akofan ko fo ya ba ye Jimmy ntia asantesem ne mfantesem ne akansem adokuru enti ye de Jimmy to ene mpese be jet me tia am Canada Japan was going to do surgery okoye ni tin with surgery, and that this is what is happening. The mobedi matem kwasiam pay bi ko tena Facebook say Kevin Taylor boa Kennedy wedding on one about Ghana be catch am say okoye ni tin adwuma wa me kan kire mu. And the Metiano, and then Canada Japan and Asaba Becachamo say, yeah, the private jet eba say before more so wrongful. Emia the Adwoa Sarfo in and out. Mena Mebekae. I didn't Ghana for a beer Jimmy Sa, ye can't crutch my monte. Mebeka Sasamno, Mudi Matam, Yanquasia for the YouTube news kaka cretium rent. And at the end of the day, no. Mwankasa Canada Japan, I know the reason why I want to play this before I do the editorial.
I did a surgery. I was recovering. I spoke to Chief of Staff and said, look, rest before you come. This same woman who said I should rest made a call through Honorable Esiama that, look, there's E-Levy going on and we have a problem. So we need you. Although I said you should rest, we need your vote. And listen carefully. He said, Honorable Esiama told me, look, my brother, I flew first class with Emirates. But Honorable Esiama, because they needed me, said, look, we're going to hire private jet to come and pick you people up. Adwoa Sarfo, myself, Honorable Henry Korte, and Honorable Amwakwata. What I said to them is that, please, I don't want my name anywhere. Any flight, because mine was going to be Monday and they needed a vote on Friday. So the Thursday, I said, any flight you get for me, I'll come. I don't want any private jet. Henry Korte drove from Philadelphia. Dr. Mwakuba should listen carefully. All the efforts everybody has made, a commitment that we've all made. Henry Korte drove from Philadelphia to New York, Kennedy Airport. Honorable Amwakwata flew from Minnesota to New York Airport. I drove from New Jersey to New York. Adwoa, Boston. Dr. Amwakuba, what do you know? Adwoa Sarfo refused to come. And MPP people should listen carefully. Adwoa Sarfo, they hired a private jet to bring the woman here. And when she came, she refused to come to Parliament.
So who was in Parliament casting the vote that day?
Hold on.
Okay.
She refused to come to Parliament. Chief of Staff, after buying the ticket and flying her in, had to take a motorcade to Adwoa's house. She stood behind her gate for 30 minutes. What kind of rudeness is that?
The part I wanted is what he just said. So a private jet was rented. Me catch moha say private jet aba ebe fan Akufo yako. People insulted me. I don't care. It's all about a job. I am bigger than these fools, so I don't waste my time on fools talking Kevin is lying that or the Jimmy Nayomo. Now, answer me back as Samnan Kasakra and the Yakanon. Me person me busa question, we are gonna need. Say be why you Juma pa me person me busa was me. Kennedy Kasano. Say oh, you're gonna now why you Juma na ojine Ghana hona oh, a young man to semia. He mentioned Henry Korte. He mentioned Adwoa Sarfo. He mentioned Amwakwata. He mentioned himself. I think said Dokua was then there or mentioned some Dokua be along the way. These are all ministers. Dokua be then Dokua is obewa. These guys all came for medical attention. So we are Ghana in our Shemia. Only problem. When our ministers, they are being paid by you. Wo yeni na wo to hwe medi matem no wo na wo ye bojo no we mu nyina no ye ma mo $100,000 ma mo to car we mu nyina ye ma mo fuel allowances we mu nyina ye ma mo s gracia we mu nyina ye ma mo incentives different types. All these people flew to the US without money to come have medical attention. Almost by doctors wo be hwe omo ho yare. All of them, including Kennedy. Now, Ottawa, now we need problem with this. But you have a problem with NDC, John Mahama, Tin Baby. Now we are Jiminy. Mimba me matter so yet. But if all these members of parliament, ministers, and all that, they see Ghana as someone they don't believe in the system you guys have built. Omo is a system na ma build ho hospitals number is no eyafo ihiafo nkwasiafo na kosa anyoma no Henry Korte, Kennedy, Adwoa Sarfo, Amwakwata. Omo hum say mon nkwasiafo na moto ababa omo no. Omo no they deserve to go to Europe, America for medical treatment. Abena Dokua was dey maami Dokua was already obewo ne ba e wa abrochire. O to di mi matem. Kwasiampanyi enwumbre o sasa broba obewu. Nipa 500,000 use one ambulance in Ghana. Have you done the calculations? One ambulance, it serves Nipa 500,000. And for a member of parliament to sit on TV to boldly make these statements, near what brutally, we be woye, me surgery, and na oti Ghana na utu yesika say me health insurance, yetimi health insurance, yetimi e-levy. Yatimi dian na ade we how now who's enkofo we and the betumi e change your life out we Jimmy unim nyansa we Jimmy unim nyansa enti there are no words I can use to describe you only aponchi a better chem because nipa na ofri Ghana ababesa ne ho yare abrochire wo na wo hwe no senka omo di omo ho e wo wiase sike nyina ma legitimate business and none of them will get into politics. Me say, Omo nam Ghana politics. Mama say we are rich. Kennedy keeps speaking. Me skeni. It is through Ghana politics na marabenyeska. So if he believes he say sika or titini mobrum juma, he should quit politics. Till date, upon all the surgery he did, he's not been able to openly come out and say I don't want to be part of politics. To me, because that is the spine. That is his spine, and no any kutanimu. So I keep telling Ghanaians to say, when they listen to me, I don't hate anybody. I hate people who see their fellow Ghanaians as animals. Now, and the assembly is to Ghana. Assembly is to Ghana, you say, you see, Adwoa Sarfo, who was appointed by Akufo. Nana Addo Akufo, okay, constitution man. He has the power to hire, and he has the power to fire. He's the only person in Ghana with my SR. Nana Addo Akufo, the only person in Ghana today who can hire you in the next 2 hours, fire you, and nobody, and the constitution agrees. So we want to pass e-levy, right? As we sit here, the person we are all blaming, say, Onuntina e-levy pass here from Kennedy Japan's angle, from his attacks, from all his insult and trying to make it look like, say, the whole Ghana, his point is, Adwoa Sarfo is the problem, and the Adwoa Sarfo na onene wo bana onori Adwoa Sarfo baby papa no Adwoa Sarfo nim nyansa adentra. One, Adwoa Sarfo is a minister. She is not doing her job by coming to the office. Adwoa Sarfo is an MP who is representing people. She is not proven, say, she is somebody who was voted in by humans and not animals. Until he has a problem with Adwoa Sarfo, or because Adwoa Sarfo has not come to parliament to vote, to make sure that that e-levy Ghanaians don't want to know, they impose it on Ghanaians. That's fine. But I keep saying, sorry, caption now, solving the puzzle. How do we solve this simple puzzle of e-levy? How do we solve this simple puzzle of making sure, say, we don't have to blame anyone when it comes to this e-levy. The only person we should blame is Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Why? Because if Akufo-Addo had not done something illegal to Adwoa Sarfo in the Jubilee House, if the Jubilee House has not done something illegally, which Adwoa Sarfo does not want to talk about to her, Akufo-Addo would have been bold to fire Adwoa Sarfo. People speaking that Parliament should kick Adwoa Sarfo out. At the end of the day, if Adwoa Sarfo is stripped of her ministerial position, Parliament will have the green light to get rid of him. Because Kennedy Japan himself and those people saying that we should blame Adwoa Sarfo, they themselves are guilty of missing Parliament over 15 times. If today we want to apply the law, Kennedy Japan should not be in Parliament because the books are there, the records are there. He himself has gone against the law and he's not supposed to be in Parliament. But he's choosing wisely because, why? Because he knows if he doesn't lick the butt of Akufo-Addo, his people will be sidelined and he will lose that grip. So what do you have to do? Do the bidding of Akufo-Addo. But him being somebody who knows what he's doing, he knows Akufo-Addo is the problem as we speak today. Because if a member of Parliament who has been made a minister, the president nominated and Parliament confirmed Adwoa Sarfo, the way the president nominated, the right that he has or he had to nominate Adwoa Sarfo, he has that same right to say, I have fired you, your position, I'm giving it to somebody. You are just a mere MP. Parliament could have moved ahead and said, get rid of her. Now, they have tied Adwoa Sarfo's ministerial position to the Jubilee House. Now, the issue too is somebody in the Jubilee House tried to enter Adwoa Sarfo somewhere she didn't like, tried to bring that credibility she has as a woman, take it away from her. Now, the man we are expecting to make a decision to decide legitimately and kick Adwoa Sarfo out as a minister, he cannot do it. Ask yourself why Akufo-Addo has not been able to come out boldly to say, I have fired you, Adwoa Sarfo. Because Adwoa Sarfo is not powerful than Akufo-Addo. Adwoa Sarfo is just a mere MP. He is just a minister nominated by the president. Why is Akufo-Addo quiet? Why is the whole NPP not pressurizing the president to fire Adwoa Sarfo? Because the ministerial position, anyone can take it. Any Ghanaian, any MP, any ordinary Ghanaian the president believes in, he can give the job to the person. So if I am an MPP person and I really want to pass my e-levy, I will tell the president to fire Adwoa Sarfo as a minister. Now, if Adwoa Sarfo is fired as a minister, it is definitely automatically going to trigger her expulsion from Parliament. Now, as we speak, the president has made Adwoa Sarfo minister. Her appointment is tied to the Jubilee House. When you try to go ahead of that, it becomes very murky, difficult to get rid of Adwoa Sarfo. Now, if anybody wants to make a case, if anybody wants to say, I need results to pass e-levy, tell Akufo-Addo to fire Adwoa Sarfo. Akufo-Addo cannot, because Akufo-Addo has committed a crime against Adwoa Sarfo. The Jubilee House is a crime scene. Nobody should take a pin or anything from what Kennedy is doing. It is just comedy. Kennedy just wants to be relevant. Kennedy wants to behave as if he's the smartest in NPP. He wants to act as if he is the only person who has money to support the NPP. There are people who have more money, who have pumped billions into NPP than Kennedy. They don't speak. I speak to some of them. Kennedy is just a show off. Coming to tell people that you took 120,000 to give to Adwoa Sarfo, I don't care. The chief of staff, I heard somebody has petitioned the OSP. That woman in every crime there, she's in it. They need to question her. Telling me that you paid 1 million to make a chairman resign. I don't care. It's your party problem. What I care about is a national issue. Who is my minister of gender? Adwoa Sarfo. Has she reported to work? has she reported to Parliament? Say, oh yeah, Domiko Abenyania, these are the fundamental questions you ask yourself, because Adwoa Sarfo did not go to Parliament by herself. She went to Parliament through you, your vote. You took her there to bring development. She is not working. So why or how or why are you people sitting in Kwabenya not talking, not demonstrating, not trying to get somebody who will respect you people and do what you want to represent you? Now let's go to the Jubilee House. Akufo has committed a crime against Adwoa Sarfo. If he wants to dare me, I will dare him. If he says he's a legitimate president who has not committed a crime against Adwoa Sarfo, he will fire Adwoa Sarfo. And the day he will fire Adwoa Sarfo will be the beginning of Akufo's end as a president. If Adwoa Sarfo is just a small girl, if Adwoa Sarfo is not relevant, if Adwoa Sarfo is somebody the party does not need, I said NPP for. Did you ever hear Kennedy Japan make one statement that the president is the president, he has the powers, and that he should fire Adwoa Sarfo immediately? No. What they are trying to do is they are changing the narrative. They want people outside on the street to think Adwoa Sarfo is the bad person. Adwoa Sarfo is not a bad person. They know the damage control they are doing for Akufo. They know Akufo has committed a crime against Adwoa Sarfo. They know that if they mess up, they want to activate Parliament to get rid of Adwoa Sarfo. But the easiest way, how to solve the puzzle to make it easy, is just to tell the president to do what? To fire Adwoa Sarfo. But the president cannot do it. If Kennedy says he's a man who says that he knows everything about this government, he is the person who brought money to bring this government to power. He is for the people. He wants the right thing to be done. He wants the constitution to be held in high esteem. He should come out and tell Akufo to fire Adwoa Sarfo. He cannot. I'm saying this again, and I know what I know. If Kennedy Japan today is screaming on the street, let me tell you, the fight that Kennedy Japan is picking with NPP executive, he is being selective. You know why? The NPP executives, majority of them are all Alan Cash supporters. Sorry, Bawumia supporters. John Mwedu, communication, Adwoa Sarfo, 99 fools. All the people he's going after, it is political. He knows they are all people who support Bawumia. Now, what they are trying to do, what Kennedy is doing right now by going after the executives, they know the executives are all for Bawumia, because each one of them was appointed by Akufo, got the opportunity through Akufo, and now they have to make sure Akufo makes Bawumia president. So John Boedu, they are all going to work for Bawumia. Now, when they went to their conference, they were supposed to make some amendments. Now, those amendments, when they do or they make those amendments, it is going to favor Bawumia, and the people going to lead this amendment are the executives. Now, if he's able to nullify the Bawumia executives, they will be able to oppose the amendment, because the amendment will not favor Alan Cash. So what Kennedy is doing right now is inciting the root or the base against the executives to make sure that at least 80% of the Bawumia strength in the MPP executive, he brings them down, they lose the elections, and get their people who, at the end of the day, defend Alan Cash. Now, why do you think when you go to Ashanti region, Ofui to say, to me, he is hoarding forms? Chairman to me is hoarding forms, because Chairman to me is a Bawumia supporter. Now, what they are trying to do is they are being selective. They are trying to give more Bawumia people the forms, preventing the Alan Cash people from getting forms to contest. It has been cooked. Don't just listen to them. They know what they are doing, because they know clearly Alan Cash is far ahead of Bawumia. Now, what he is good at is always come. And if you are smart in communication, Kennedy Japan always contradicts himself. One half, I'm fighting for the people. The other half, I am fighting for myself. So he always uses the ignorance of the people to benefit himself. When you listen to his interview at Asasi Radio, the base of his interview was that I am not getting what I want. Finished. Kennedy Japan, assassin, he was trying to tell NPP, give me what I want and I'll be quiet. It is the noise and the broken English he was speaking all was basic. Give me what I want. I will keep quiet because media, I will scream out until everything. So he's basically making sure the grassroots turn against the current executives. He does not hate them. He wants them out to pave way for Alan because he knows as far as John Buedu, as far as those guys are there, it's going to be tough for Alan Cash to win the primaries. And they have done their survey. They know. And the executives are holding on tight to make sure that the amendment they are doing in their constitution, when it comes back, it will favor. Remember, before the amendment, what did you hear? The amendments, they were saying that they were going to add something and the people were against it for Bawumia to get more numbers. Do you remember? Yes. So they have sat down. All the noise he's making, he does not care about you. Did you ever once hear in his statement talk about the ordinary Ghanaian? Talk about the plight of the Kwabenya people? Did he even mention we Ghanaians where we are when it comes to this e-levy, tussle and Adwoa Sarfo? He didn't care. He is doing politics. He came to defend Akufo. He came to make Adwoa Sarfo look like an evil. I want Akufo himself as the president who hires and fires. Fire Adwoa Sarfo. Then you will see what will come out. And Kennedy knows. And all these people in the MPP know. And they know that somebody has touched Adwoa Sarfo where he was not supposed to touch. Adwoa Sarfo is not crazy. He might be having some little bipolar issues, which was caused by these same people themselves. Who went to see a man she was pregnant for sleeping with her best friend? Who? When our MPP man now on Yima or Koto say, Bema or Yim no or man and Yimno or Nina down for pa air down them. Why in a quiet when a year or MPP? That you people should stop this foolishness. Who did that? People cause bipolar. People cause the problem. They turn around to make people think they're the smartest. No. The interest of the people should be the interest of the government. And the people are saying, we want development at Dodowa, at Dome Kwabenya. We want people who can work in our favor. We want people who will go and lobby for us. As we speak, Adwoa Sarfo is indisposed. She cannot be a minister. She has crossed the line, even in parliament. The president should take a bold decision. Nobody is directing their anger at Akufo-Addo. Why? Why is nobody telling Akufo-Addo to fire Adwoa Sarfo? He can't. And if he does, that will be the beginning of his presidency. Adwoa Sarfo is more powerful than Kennedy Japan. Adwoa Sarfo is powerful than the whole MPP. It's a fact. Adwoa Sarfo indirectly or directly is holding this president's balls. He's holding this government to ransom. Nobody in the MPP can dare Adwoa Sarfo. Her inclusion in parliament to pass e-levy, whether she comes or not, you people cannot pass. But nobody dares. The only person who can say Adwoa Sarfo walk out of my government is Akufo-Addo. We are still here. Akufo-Addo came to tell us Adwoa Sarfo is going on an indefinite leave. He could not give us timelines. He's scared. Mr. Who touched Adwoa Sarfo from the Jubilee House? Who touched Adwoa Sarfo? There was a Bermano on country Akufo-Addo directly. Ochina, moment on radio so Akufo-Addo fire Adwoa Sarfo. You yourself, you leave NPP. Kennedy says he's a man. He says he's honest. He says he's for the people. Let him come on his Oman FM and dare Akufo-Addo to fire Adwoa Sarfo. Or no Kennedy, he will lose his position in MPP. You're still watching with audio for extended version. So when you meet them, tell them that we are tired of the noise. We are tired of the loudness. We are tired of the threat. We want them to tell Akufo-Addo to fire the minister. There was a Bema or MPP na sebi otua ataban on kanche Akufo-Addo TV. Mr. President, we are tired. Fire Adwoa Sarfo. Oh, sani panade nchi no MPP mu. And I know what I am saying. If Akufo-Addo dares, which his ego always gives up on him, he will do it, and that will be the beginning of his end. Kennedy talked or spoke for about 2 hours. He could not dare Akufo-Addo to fire Adwoa Sarfo. Why didn't you ask yourself why? Because it would have been easier. If Adwoa Sarfo is stripped of her ministerial appointment, she doesn't have any backup. She's just an ordinary MP. She can walk out of parliament any day. Why is everyone not talking about Akufo-Addo firing Adwoa Sarfo? It is dangerous. Don't let them play with your mind. That thing he was doing is just propaganda. All the interviews that day, you go to GBC, he goes to DNDN, he's just throwing hot air in the system. He wants to confuse the system. He knows what he's doing. He does not care about you Ghanaians. He knows that there are some fools, pardon for no dorsum, they will pick it. But if you are intelligent and honest and you know what you're talking about, ask them. At the end of the day, the Constitution gives the president the right, powers to fire anybody. Fire Adwoa Sarfo if you're a man with balls. I'm giving you 24 hours. Write a letter, release, and fire Adwoa Sarfo. There is where you see the beginning of your end. You're still watching. With all due respect, extended version.